Welcome back. We proceed looking at angles on some parallel lines. Okay, as you can see here, we have two parallel lines. Okay, so let's say these two lines are parallel. Let me just do this so that you are able to see. Okay, so we have this line here and this other one. They are parallel lines to each other. Okay, and this one here. So we have two parallel lines. So these two lines cannot meet no matter what. Okay. Now we have what we call a transversal line. Okay, cutting these two parallel lines there. Okay, like that. So there are some angles which are formed when this happens. You can check on that pamphlet I posted in the group for more information and definitions of these other details. Okay, so what else do we have? What angles are formed? Quickly, let's name this angle here. Okay, let's name this to be, let's say, angle A. This one here to be angle B. Okay, this one here to be angle C. This one here to be angle D. Okay, now we can name this one here to be angle E. Okay, this one to be angle E. This one to be angle F. This one can be angle G. And this one to be angle H. Okay, so what are the properties of these angles which are formed when two parallel lines are cut by a transversal line? Okay, let me just also show you, indicate there what a transversal line is. You can check for the definition in the pamphlet I posted in the group. Okay, so this is a transversal line. Alright, so here are some of the properties of the angles which are formed here. Okay, angle, let's start with alternate interior angles. Okay, we have this angle here, this angle D. Okay, angle D and angle E, they are alternate interior angles to each other. Okay, they are alternate interior angles. Similarly, angle C, okay, angle C and angle B are also alternate interior angles. Okay, so we'll say here, we are saying angle D and angle E, these two angles are what? These two angles are alternate interior angles. Okay, and what other angles are alternate interior angles? We have C and B. So angle C and B are alternate interior angles as well. They are equal to each other. Okay, so if angle D is 30, angle E is also 30. If angle C is 50, angle B is also 50. Okay, so these, we are saying they are alternate interior angles. Okay, so there, let's just do this. So this is what we are talking about, the alternate interior angles, these two. even this one. Okay, now we come to these other remaining ones. Let's look at angle angle A and F. What type of angles are those? How are they related to each other? Okay, so there we see angle A and F. They are what we call alternate exterior angles. Okay, that's angle A. Okay, let me change the color. Yeah, so we're saying angle A, okay, and angle F. Not just that, let's also look at angle G and B. Okay, so angle G and B are also alternate exterior angles. So angle G and B are also alternate exterior angles. Okay, so let's do this. Alternate exterior angles. That's angle B and G, and angle F and A. Okay, so let's just label them there. Okay, so these two angles are also equal. All right, yes. Now we have these two angles which are inside, which are between two parallel lines, and they are on the same side of a transversal line. Can you identify them? For example, angle C and E, angle C and E, okay, and angle D and H, D and H. Okay, so these angles are found on the same side of a transverse line. Okay, they are found on the same side of a transverse line. Now, what are they called? These two angles. So because they found on the same side of the transverse line and they are between two parallel lines, these two angles, when we add them, they give us 180. So we can say they are supplementary angles. Okay, so let's say this C and E, D and F. So let's just indicate the name here. Okay. So these angles are called supplementary angles. Okay, supplementary angles. Okay, that's supplementary angles. So these two angles, they add up to 180 when we add them. So if you've been given angle E, you need C, you subtract it from 180 and you get C. You've been given D, you want H, you subtract from 180 to get the other one. Other tricks you can use to solve whichever angle you'll be asked to find. You can use the one we used in the previous question. Okay, you can for example, you've been given A, okay, and you need B. You just reason, this is a straight line, okay, and you know what an angle of a straight line is. So if you've been given A, you subtract it from 180, you'll be able to get B. Likewise, if you have E, you need H, subtract from 180, you get H. You can also do that if you have F, you need G, you subtract from 180 and you have G there. Okay, now we're remaining with one there. So that one, look at what angles are. Suppose we have H, we look at H and F. Okay, Okay, and also look at G and E. What type of angles are these? Okay, so these angles are said to be vertically opposite angles, and they are equal. Okay, so if H is 50, F is also going to be 50. They are vertically opposite angles. Okay, so here we have it. So these are what we call vertically opposite angles. Okay, but the topic that we are about to start is you need to understand these two angles: alternate exterior angles and alternate interior angles. Okay, you really need to understand these two angle properties. Okay, so this is what I wanted us to look at. Okay, apart from this one, we also wanted us to look at a triangle. We usually say a triangle always adds up to 180. The interior angles of a triangle adds up to 180. But why do we say so? Okay, that's what I wanted us to prove. Okay, so we have these two parallel lines. Okay, there we go. Now suppose we have this triangle here. Okay, we have this triangle there and this triangle here. Right, now this triangle has some interior angles. We have this angle here, sorry. Okay, so we have this angle here, this angle, and this angle, right? Okay, so these are interior angles. Okay, now let's name this angle to be angle A, this one to be angle B, this one to be angle C. Now let's name this angle, this one to be angle P, and this one to be angle Q. Okay, this to be angle Q. So we have the three interior angles inside a triangle. Okay, so these are interior angles of a triangle, and then we also have these two and this Q. So we want to find out, why do we say a triangle, interior angles of a triangle adds up to 180? Okay, you need to use the properties that we are discussing here in order to find out why. Okay, now to do that, let's review them and let's apply those properties here. Look at angle P. Okay, look at angle P and Q. I mean, let's say angle C. What do you recognize from the previous properties we are looking at? So from what we have discussed above there, we see that this angle P, okay, angle P, and let's do this. So angle P is equal to angle C. Okay, they are alternate interior angles. You remember that? And also look at angle Q. Okay, angle Q and angle B. Okay, what type of angles are these? You realize that angle Q is equal to angle B. Okay, they are also alternate interior angles, isn't it? Now what does that mean to you? Remember that if you add from the straight line property, the angles on a straight line, if you are to add angle P, okay, plus angle A, okay, what's this? So P plus A plus Q, what are you supposed to get? We see that this should give us a 180, isn't it? 180 degrees. Okay, now look at angle P, okay, plus angle Q, okay, plus angle Q, plus angle A, okay, plus angle A. This, from what we have discussed here, seeing that angle P is equal to angle C, so let's put where we have P, we replace it with C, and we see that since angle P is equal to angle C, then angle C plus, okay, plus angle, you also see that angle Q is equal to angle B, so angle C plus angle B, okay, plus angle A, okay, angle A, they are equal. Okay, so if when we add angle P, angle A, and angle Q, we are getting 180, which also corresponds to angle C, angle B, and A. When we add them, we should also get 180, because the summation of these angles should give us 180. Then the summation of these angles, because they are equal, they should also give us 180. Now we realize that angle P, Q, and A, they are angles lying on a straight line, and their summation is equal to 180. Okay, now angle C, angle B, and A, they are interior angles of a triangle, and their summation should also give us 180. Okay, so this is how we show that interior angles of a triangle is also equal to 180. That's why whichever angle you want inside the triangle, you need to subtract whatever you have from 180. Okay, yeah. So before we look at one example here, or let's do that in the next video. Okay, join me in the next video.